Bonjour les élèves. Today we're going to work on the last topic of Unit 4, which is c'est versus the il est, elle est. Now they both mean it is, so the big question is always, which one do you use? So tournez à la page 70, turn to page 70, which is Unit 4, page 8. So we have c'est, we had il est, we had elle est. They all mean it is. Now, il est and elle est can also mean he is or she is, but if we are talking about objects, it means it. So the question is, which one do you use when? And it was a question I had asked one of my college professors one time, and they said, you just know. You know what sounds good. Well, that's great if you're a native speaker, but if you're not, that doesn't really help you a whole lot. So there is a basic rule. Now, it doesn't work all the time, but it works most of the time. So if you're in doubt, go back to the rule. At least you're going on something. So let's see examples. If I said, c'est un chat, it is a cat. Il est comique, it is funny. Il est rouge, it is red. So the il est, elle est can sometimes seem like it's going to say he is and she is, but if you're already talking about an object, you know it's referring to that object. So how do I know what to use? Which one do I pick? There's a pretty simple rule. If you have il est or elle est plus an adjective, so le livre, you're talking about the book. You want to say, it is funny. So the book, it's funny. Comique is an adjective. So you use il est. Why il? Because book is masculine. So you use the il form. La voiture, that's a car. That's feminine. So if I wanted to say the car is, well, what color is your new car? Oh, it's red. You'd say elle est rouge. So simple enough. You have an adjective, use il est or elle est, but you need to know what you're talking about. Is that noun you're describing a male or is it female? Well, masculine or feminine. So when do you use say? If it's followed by an article with a noun or a name. So what are your articles? That's your le, la, les, en, une, des. It can also be your possessives like mon, mon, mes, te, ton, te, and then your noun. So really, kind of think of it this way. C'est is used with nouns. Il est, elle est is used with adjectives. So examples. C'est un chat. It's a cat. C'est le livre. It's the book. C'est Lisa. It's Lisa. They're all nouns, person, place, or thing. So there are exceptions. For every rule, there's always an exception. Say is used for a lot of expressions. So giving you some expressions that don't really follow the rule because it's kind of an adjective. These are expressions that use say but don't use articles. They're kind of generic. You're not really talking about a noun. You're not describing something specific. So when I said, hey, the car, what color is it? Elle est rouge. It is red. We're talking about one thing, the car. This is kind of like an idea. You're kind of describing an idea or a situation, not an actual physical thing. So, c'est vrai. It's true. Whatever's going on is true. The statement is true. The situation is true. C'est vrai. C'est faux. It's false. The whole situation is false. There's nothing that's specifically masculine or feminine. C'est facile. It's easy. That's easy. Now, what do you think of the class? Oh, c'est facile. C'est difficile. That's difficult. C'est chouette. That's cool. That's awesome. That's terrific. C'est génial, which is the same thing. Chouette and génial are interchangeable. C'est super. It's super. It's great. Same thing. These are all really, they're giving your opinion. C'est extra. It's a weird one for us. Looks like the word extra. But it's another way of saying it's terrific. C'est extra. C'est pénible. That's annoying. Again, you're talking about a situation, not a noun. C'est drôle. That's funny. Somebody told a joke and something. It's not a specific thing. You're not talking about the book only. C'est formidable. That's great. Somebody tells you a whole situation of something that happened. C'est incroyable. That's unbelievable. C'est bizarre. That's strange or bizarre. C'est bien. That's good. C'est mal. That's bad. You'll also hear c'est bon and c'est mauvais. You'll hear both of them. So sometimes you'll hear, depending on what you're talking about. C'est une bonne idée. We've seen this one before. That's a good idea. This one actually follows the rule, but it is a way of giving an opinion. C'est une mauvaise idée. That's a bad idea. So c'est une bonne idée. That's a good idea. C'est une mauvaise idée. That's a bad idea. Okay, use these notes and use this simple thing to do the activities that we're going to be working on. So if you're not sure which it is to use, go back to the basic rule. If it's a noun, if you have an article, use say. If it's not, that's when you're going to use ille or elle. Okay, au revoir.